The first OHV Jamboree of 2018 is coming right up. And today on At Your Leisure, we're giving you a preview. I'm Chad Booth. Join Maria and me as we hit the trails at this amazing event and show how you can join us for the adventure in just a few weeks. Then, Stephen Newman finds out how a hook and ladder may be your next favorite off-road adventure. How does that even work? Well, he'll show you. From there, Jordan Wayment takes out a Polaris with all the creature comforts, and these East Coast kids learn about Western public lands. It's all on AYL next.
Okay, wow. Now that's a rock formation that I've never seen before.
I think I know why they call this trail the Enterprise Pinnacles, i.e. Pinnacles.
Well, that might indeed be the case. Hi everybody, welcome to At Your Leisure. Today I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Rhea Rossi Booth. And we are in between Enterprise, Utah and Hurricane, Utah. And we are on
a very, very crooked line.
It is. And we're on the Enterprise Pinnacle Trail, which is absolutely beautiful and unbelievably diverse as far as like geography.
It's amazing. If I had to take a wild guess, I would guess that these are the Enterprise Pinnacles behind us, because they definitely are pinnacles.
And we're with the Tri-State ATV Jamboree, and we're also with Stedman's from Tooele. And they said, hey, how about we do something different? You know, what I love about this trail is just the diversity of it all. I mean, you know, we started down, there was all the little juniper pinions and the rocks and the, you know, the volcanic rock that we saw, that volcano over there, that was amazing. And then look at this, we have these pinnacle rocks. I mean, it really is different, very different for Southern Utah for me.
Well, rather than just here and talk you through this whole thing, we're out with Greg and Denise Thompson from Stedman's Recreation. And they kind of put the challenge of saying, hey, why don't we go do something different? So this is way out of their league. It's way out of our comfort zone. And so we're kind of exploring together. But rather than just talking about this exploration, why don't you come explore with us? Let's find out about it.
Well, this trail is called the Pinnacle Trail. It's in the Enterprise Reservoir area, and we made a big loop out of the main road from Vale to Enterprise Reservoir, and we made a big loop out around there and ended up at Enterprise Reservoir. What's unique about this ride is the formation of the pinnacles themselves. They're made out of a unique kind of rock that's not prevalent in this area. Everything in St. George is red rock. And in this area, it's a different kind of rock. It's a different color and texture. It's more of a granite type of formation.
There's lots of different terrain up in this area. There's some of the red rock formations. One of the nicest things is that we get views of different areas. As you go over the trail, you have access to outlooks on multiple sides of the mountain ranges here, so that you get to see a lot of different terrain. The Tri-State ATV Club puts on a jamboree each year in March. There are 23 different rides that people have access to, which covers a lot of different area here, a lot of different terrain. It runs for 3 days.
Every year it grows by 500 to 1,000 people, and they put on all kinds of activities out at the fairgrounds.
They give us an opportunity to get together, to learn from one another, to socialize with one another. People who enjoy this kind of activity like to get together. Very friendly, wonderful people. That's the best part about it. And Southern Utah, the desert area, has a beauty all its own.
The thing that I enjoy most, of course, is getting outdoors and riding my four-wheeler, and just sharing the experience with my wife and with others too.
Come on, Rhea.
Woohoo!
All right, well, you know, if there's a boulder, one must climb on it. And down here on this trip today, there have been boulders everywhere.
I know, you're never too old to boulder.
I have been wanting to do this all day long. It's like, oh, that would be a fun rock to climb on. Oh, that would be a fun rock to climb on. Oh, that would be a fun rock.
Well, it just calls to you when you're traveling out here.
I know, check this out. They're almost like nature's concrete because you've got these solid rock formations and there are little pebbles of different stuff in the middle of them.
So you can grab onto it.
Well, we're going to turn from here and head to our travel adventure for the week. We're going to spin the dial of the west and find out exactly where it points.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We are cruising around out here on Enterprise Loop. And I'll tell you, this is so green and beautiful. I can't believe that this is the same trail that we started out on.
All right, so for you backseat botanists who are out there on the ride today, this has actually been kind of fun because we started with some in the lowlands with grasses and cottonwood trees along riparian areas, and now we're working our way up through the pinyon juniper. We've been in heavy PJ forest, some really freshly grown lava. You know, the cool part about this is that this is a section of Utah that I've never actually traveled before. So it's a space a different way from St. George to Enterprise, right. And I didn't know it was here. And so every turn has just been an exciting adventure. And it's been the same way for Greg and Denise, who travel a lot. Let's find out their perspective about being outside the comfort zone.
So what are you excited about today, Greg?
You know, new places to see. We were out here yesterday, saw some really cool stuff, and this will be a little different trail today, and I'm just excited to be here.
Utah is a very diverse state, so just in around us there's so many different things to see and experience, and I think you can see different types of geography. It's interesting to kind of think about how did this happen, what caused the formation of this particular thing. It was very different than what we saw yesterday, so it's just kind of interesting to think about, well, why is this different and why are the colors different? And I just think it's always interesting. It keeps you wanting to go different places and experience different things.
You know, it was neat today. It's amazing how we didn't really go that much farther, but the scenery was completely different. These are good times to be able to get out and kind of think about something besides work or pressures of life. It's just kind of a nice, relaxing kind of a thing to do.
The riding itself was quite easy, but the landscape was pretty diverse. It's early spring here, so you're kind of seeing the earth just kind of start to wake up. So we focused a lot on the rocks around us, so a lot of your eyes and attention was really drawn to the rocks and the pinnacles. I enjoy just being out, being away. My job is, I have a fair amount of pressure and there's a lot of different things to think about. So when we're outside with my husband or friends, it kind of is a chance to really relax and enjoy and talk about different kinds of things and really reconnect with a different part of your life and to relax and just do something different and think about different things. And remember, for me, because I've spent a lot of my life being on ATVs, it's kind of reminds me a lot of the things in my life that have really good memories for me, and it brings a lot of that back for me.
It's good to get out and do different things and work on different skills. It's always good to see something different, and in a day like today we met new people, and that's always a lot of fun.
It's kind of fun spending a day on the trail with somebody you don't get too often because you learn a lot about them. It's funny how things just come up in conversation with Greg and Denise.
I know.
And especially when none of you know what you're in for.
I think that's the funnest part. It's new to all of us.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Until we get to here.
You've been here before.
Correct. As a matter of fact, I actually brought you up to the campground just across the way. The very first season of Boat World, some 25 years ago, we shot in our first season right here at Enterprise Reservoir with people from Gulfstream Boats. And if we were here during that year, you and I would be underwater.
So the rock we're sitting on used to be underwater?
Yes, actually, it used to be a little light spot just under the surface. You could actually stick your head out of the water and stand on the rock.
Oh, fun.
Indeed. Well, right now it's time for us to turn to our trailhead adventure. Now, public lands have been an issue really ever since we started doing this show. It's part of the reason we started this program, and they still continue to be an issue today.
Well, next week's show looks great, as usual.
Yes, indeed. My question is, though, you know, you always end up a ride. You want to find a good local place to eat, which everybody said this is the place at Vale Pies. They got pot pies and barbecue and pie. My question is, Greg, Denise, why were we walking away from the restaurant when our intent is to go in? Exactly. Thank you for joining us. You're the reason we walked out here, and the food's the reason we're going to leave you behind unless you want to join us right now. Remember, there is adventure around every bend, so it's up to you to get out and make your own adventures
At your leisure.
We'll see you guys next week. Guys, thanks. Come on, let's go.
How about if I just tiptoe like this?
But I can't see you.
I don't know if you can get me up.
I can get you up.
In this Tri-State ATV Jamboree, Rick. Oh,
We are with
crap.
Greg and Denise.
Had him on the whole time.